Corruption and Bangladesh. Why Bangladesh is called the corrupted nation? Are you corrupted? Am I corrupted? If not, then why the children born today must endure the daunting insult of being a citizen of corruption nation? And just because 1% of the population of Bangladesh are corrupted, we are known as the corrupted nation. Only because 1% corrupt people, the children born today, have the humiliation of being the citizen of corrupt nation. Only because 1% corrupt people, my parents and grandparents, died as the citizen of corruption. Do you know what happened when the former prime minister goes to jail for corruption? Do you know what happens when the former prime minister flees the country due to corruption? Do you know what happens when the ministers and high-profile public service goes to jail for corruption? The world see the nation as corrupted, and the general public, they are being humiliated for being the citizen of a corrupted nation. So how do we identify the corruption?
The major corruptions of Bangladesh are tax evasion, money laundering, and bribery. According to CDP, the annual corporate tax evasion is amount to around or over 200,000 crore taka. That means per head tax corruption is over 14,000 taka. According to different sources, different reliable sources, the annual money laundering from Bangladesh is over $3.5 billion, which is over 2,000 taka per capita.
Now come to bribery. In Bangladesh, lots of politicians and public service sectors, they are manipulate the government job hiring because of bribery.
Number 1 criminal become number 10 in the charge sheet because of the bribery. Killers are able to buy killing machines because of the illegal money.
The Facebook and other social media flooded with allegations that if there would have no corruption, 99% of politicians would leave politics. This is a very powerful statement against the politicians, and this is a clear picture of politics in Bangladesh.
Market syndicates causes suffering to general people by creating artificial price hike. Corrupt politicians get on elected and re-elected just because they can spend a lot of money, and that lot of money is illegal, and after every election they make up that money. One of the major reasons for money laundering is the corrupt people has a lot of money that they cannot use. It looks like that we don't see the Anti-Corruption Commission of Bangladesh to sue people in power, meaning when the people are not in power, they become sued by Anti-Corruption Commission, and this give you a clear structure of how government agencies or agencies responsible for anti-corruption works.
I know an incident when an assistant of a local member had to visit an old woman to collect 500 from the 4,000 she has received from old age allowance to her mobile wallet.
You see, that's a very good example, because the old woman received her old age allowance into her mobile wallet. The assistant of the member had to go to her to collect illegal money, collect the money illegally in cash. So the method and medium for corruption is mostly the cash. The cash is the biggest problem because you cannot track it.
Cash is the biggest problem because you cannot track it. Now, what is the solution?
Well, according to Martin Luther King, the morality cannot be regulated. but the behavior can be. So if we can regulate the financial behavior of the people, we can enforce the morality of the people. Well, I fully agree with this statement of Martin Luther King, because there are laws, there are rules, there are policies to punish tax evasion, money laundering, and bribery. But still, the tax evasion, bribery, and money laundering is continuously rising in Bangladesh. Why? Because those rules and regulations have failed, because they were meant to improve the morality of the people. But morality cannot be regulated. Therefore, my assumption is that the rules, laws, and policies have miserably failed to regulate the morality of the people. Therefore, we will have to regulate spending and earning behavior of the people, so that we can enforce morality, or there is no scope for people to be immoral.
If we can regulate the behavior, there will be no corruption. The corruption will turn into zero. No prime minister have to flee the country or end up in jail. I never want the prime minister to end up in jail or flee the country. But how can we achieve that?
As we have already identified, cash is the biggest problem because you cannot track it. So the cashless economy is the only answer. If we can invest the amount of money we are losing to tax evasion, bribery, and money laundering, we can spend over 20,000 taka per capita to launch digital currency, so that everyone gets a card like MasterCard or Visa card, which will be allowed to make transaction within the country, not outside the country. So you can track the movement of money, and when there is movement of large amount, you can easily track it and identify it for the reasons this being transacted. Even if we don't launch digital currency, we are spending a lot of money for printing money itself anyway. The banks are making a lot of money every year, so they should take a part of the responsibilities. It should be mandatory for the banks to provide a POS machine to every trade license holder, so that every trade license holder, every organization, and every company has a POS machine for making transaction. Near field communication system must be enabled, so that person to person transactions are allowed or enabled. A large financial intelligence police may be created to deal with the people who are trying to manipulate the digital currencies and digital transactions.
If these are all implemented, Bangladesh will not known be as a corrupted nation. You, I, we all are not need to be called being the citizen of a corrupt nation. The children born today will not endure the humiliation of being a citizen of a corrupt nation. Our parents, grandparents, even we all not need to be die as the citizen of being a corrupt nation. No prime minister will have to go to jail or flee the country for corruption. Regular behavior will bring immorality. Our motherland will not known as the corruption nation to the world, and will be honored by improving lifestyle. Our motherland will known to the world wide for zero corruption.